You won't believe where Boise, Idaho's homebuyers are moving from. Here's something most people get completely wrong about Boise. They think the buyers flooding into this market are all coming from California. And yes, California is part of the story, but it's not the whole story. Not even close. The real answer is way more interesting, and honestly, it tells you everything you need to know about why this market keeps moving even when the rest of the country slows down. If you're thinking about relocating to Boise, or you are already here and wondering who your new neighbors are going to be, this video is for you. I'm Barb Dopp, your local Boise real estate expert serving Boise, Meridian, Eagle, and the Nampa Valley. I have been in this market long enough to see trends come and go. I moved here in 1991. I've been selling real estate since 2007, and right now the migration story unfolding in the Treasure Valley is one of the most fascinating things I've watched in years. This video, I'm breaking down exactly where Boise's homebuyers are coming from, why they're choosing us over everywhere else, and what it all means for you if you're planning to move here. Before we dive in, if you find this helpful, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. I put out real data-backed content about this market every single week, and you don't want to miss it. California myth partially busted. Let's start with California because yes, it belongs in the conversation. According to Good News Realty Group, California led migration to Idaho with over 27,000 Californians relocating in 2022 alone, making up roughly 30% of all out-of-state buyers at the time. This is a real number. But here's what's shifting. According to Waypoints Idaho's 2025 marketing report, Utah and Washington have now surpassed California in real estate interest searches for Boise homes. Let that sink in for a second. The state that everyone assumed was Boise's #1 feeder is no longer leading the search traffic. The Pacific Northwest is now driving serious buyer demand, and for very specific reasons that we'll get into. Now, the reason Californians came and are still coming is straightforward. According to Osprey Homes, the median home price in Boise sits around $400,000 compared to over $600,000 in Portland. For a California buyer cashing out of a high-value home, that spread is life-changing. They're not just buying a house here, they're buying financial breathing room. Washington and Oregon, the quiet surge that nobody's talking about. Washington and Oregon buyers deserve their own chapter because their motivation is a little different from Californians, and it is accelerating fast. According to Good News Realty Group, Washington and Oregon together contributed 25% of Idaho's out-of-state buyers in recent years, and that share has been climbing. So what's pushing them? A few things. Wildfires and environmental instability on the coast have become real. They're practical concerns for some of the families. Waypoint Idaho noted in their 2025 reporting that political unrest and insurance challenges in California and the broader Pacific coast are pushing more residents to seek relocation, and Idaho is the top landing spot. These are not people chasing a trend. They are making a calculated lifestyle decision, and Boise keeps passing the test. Next is Utah, Montana, and Colorado, the surprise contenders. Now, here is where it gets genuinely interesting. According to Osprey Homes, a meaningful portion of Boise's newest buyers are arriving not from the coast at all, but from Utah, Montana, and Colorado. These are states experiencing their own affordability crunch. Salt Lake City has seen rapid price appreciation, Denver has priced out a significant segment of buyers, and Montana, for all its beauty, has a thin job market compared to what Boise and the broader Treasure Valley now offer. These buyers know outdoor living. They're not culture shocked by Idaho. They are coming here because Boise gives them the right balance, big enough to offer real opportunity and still small enough to feel like a community. So let's just take a breath here for a second and think about what we've established. California buyers are still coming and bringing serious purchasing power. Washington and Oregon buyers are accelerating, motivated by lifestyle and stability, and an entirely new wave from Colorado, Utah, and Montana is arriving, drawn by affordability and quality of life. And here's the big takeaway so far. Boise is not a one-source market. It is drawing buyers from multiple directions for multiple reasons, and that diversity is exactly what makes this market resilient. We have not even gotten to the remote work factor or what the data says about who's actually winning in this market right now. So stick with me because those two pieces pull everything together. And if you're seriously considering making the Treasure Valley your next chapter, I've put together a free relocation guide covering the best neighborhoods, top-rated schools, and everything you need to know for a smooth, fresh start here. The link is right below in the description, so go grab that. The remote work factor changed the math permanently. According to the Mike Brown Group in 2026 migration report, Idaho ranked among the top 2 to 5 most moved to states in the nation throughout the 2025, and remote work is a central reason why. The flexibility to keep a Seattle or San Francisco salary while living in Boise has made what used to be a trade-off feel like a straight-up upgrade. According to the U.S. Census Bureau ACS data referenced by Osprey Homes, Ada County, which includes Boise, Meridian, and Eagle, saw 67% of new residents arrive from other states back in 2020. That engine never stopped. The county's population grew from roughly 495,000 in 2020 to over 536,000 by 2024. Remote workers are not visiting. They're staying, they're buying, and putting down roots. What this all actually means for you as a buyer or relocator. Here is where the migration data stops being just interesting and starts being personally useful. When you have buyers arriving from multiple high-cost states, even with strong equity positions from their previous homes, it creates a special kind of demand. According to the Mike Brown Group, only about 2.1% of Americans moved across state lines in 2024, which equals roughly 7 million people nationwide. Idaho captured a disproportionate share of that movement. That sustained demand is why, according to Waypoint Idaho, about 22.9% of Boise homes were sold above list price in 2024, even as the broader national market has cooled. The buyers landing here are motivated and qualified, but here's the flip side that I want you to hear clearly. This is not 2021. Boise's market has matured. According to Osprey Homes and Templeton Real Estate Group, moderate price appreciation in the 3 to 5% range is now the expectation, not the bidding war spikes of the pandemic years. That's actually healthy. It means you can buy here with confidence without fear of overpaying at the peak of a frenzy. This market has legs because the people choosing it are choosing it for real. Lasting reasons like lifestyle, safety, community, and value that still holds up compared to where they came from. Quick wrap up. So here's the full picture. Boise is not a one-trick California transplant story. It is a multi-origin migration market pulling buyers from the Pacific Coast, the Mountain West, and everywhere in between. According to the U.S. Census Bureau data and multiple 2025 market reports, Idaho added roughly 30,000 new residents in 2024 alone, growing at 1.5% and ranking as the 7th fastest growing state in the country. About 90% of that growth comes from migration, not natural population increase. That tells you this is a choice market and people are actively choosing it. California buyers bring equity and purchasing power. Washington and Oregon buyers bring lifestyle priorities and urgency. Utah, Colorado, and Montana buyers bring familiarity with the region and a hunger for the affordability that Boise still offers. And remote workers from across the country are threading all of it together. The result is a market that keeps moving, keeps appreciating at a sustainable pace, and keeps welcoming people who are genuinely excited to be here. If you're thinking about making that move and you're looking at a community that was built by people who chose it on purpose, just like you're about to, take a look. If you're ready to take the next step, I would love to help you figure out what part of the Treasure Valley makes the most sense for your life and your budget. Reach out to me directly. My contact info is right below. And do not forget to download my free Boise relocation guide. It covers the best neighborhoods in Boise, Meridian, Eagle, and Nampa, top schools, local tips, and everything you need to hit the ground running. The link is in the description. If you want to go deeper on the Boise market, check out my next video right here. I will see you there.